Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Wavy. This is just Wavy Media. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and for joining me today. Hopefully we're going to have a fun time in this video. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wavy and this is just Wavy Media and you're most welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, a frequent surfer, as I sometimes like to call you guys, you are also very welcome. Today we are not in Disneyland Paris. We're on a local country road, which makes me think of the country roads take me home to the place I belong. So I'm on just like a local road down the road from my house. I'm about a kilometer, 1.3 kilometers from my own home, because today is Good Friday, and on Wednesday I put up a video asking you guys if you would like to see what I do to lose weight. So I have, since the 1st of July 2021, and today is the 15th of April 2022, I have lost 103 pounds, which is 7 stone and 4, which is 7 stone and 5 pounds, and I don't remember what it is in kilos, but I'll stick it there. So I asked if anybody wanted to hear about this journey and what it's been like and what I've done to make this happen. So today's Good Friday. So Good Friday, by the way, if you don't know why we call it good, when it's the day, like one of the worst things in human history ever happened, when, you know, if Jesus truly was like totally sinless, never did anything wrong, never thought anything wrong, never omitted to do something right that he could have done, and I believe that's true about him. You know, him dying, him being executed, like, is kind of the worst event in human history that has ever occurred. So, you know, why do we call that day good, when potentially the only truly innocent person was killed on this day? That's what we commemorate today. But what we also commemorate is the potential that unlocked. And so it's good news, because that one death, one life, not one W-O-N, one life, and it changed the potential of the world. It changed our potential as individuals. It changed our potential for relationships and friendships. It changed our potential for community, for how we see each other, how we get on with each other, and it changed our potential eternities. So we call it good, not because of necessarily the bad event that happened, but because of the good that has been unlocked from that bad event. And so Good Friday. So sorry, tangent. Anyway, today I'm walking, as you can see. So this is like my number one tip, my first tip, the top of the list. If you want to lose weight, get out and walk. So when I started doing this journey, I started with 3 kilometers a day, which is roughly about 2 miles. It's 1.6 kilometers to a mile, so it's roughly about 2 miles, and I've increased it now to definitely doing 6 kilometers a day, so doubling that. Today I've already done 7, but the day is just so glorious that I've wanted to get out again and do a bit more. So I've done 7 and now I'm doing another 5. So I said I'd take you guys along a little bit of this one and just talk to you as I walk with you. So today, Good Friday, has been a day off for me. We didn't have work today, which has been great. So I've had like a really nice, like, I got up and got into town at around about 10 a.m. into Limerick City, and I had chicken and waffles, but not like chicken and waffles like you guys would think of in the States if you're from the States, not with syrup and stuff. It was like rotisserie chicken with like a buffalo sauce and sour cream on top of like a sort of sweet waffle, but not very sweet. I think I have a picture. If I do, I'll put it in. It was delicious. And while I'm walking, I just want to talk to you a little bit about like food, the food part of this journey. So what I started doing last July is I started restricting calories to around about 1,500 a day. Now some days, you know, it can be a bit more, other days it can be a bit less. So I want to just throw in a tip here. Like, you don't need to take every day in isolation. So some days, you know, you'll be going to a party. That day is going to be a high calorie day. The next day after it can be a low calorie day. So you can have, you know, 2,500, 3,000 calories or whatever on your party day, and then have like a lower, maybe just a dinner, a 500 calorie, 1,000 calorie kind of day the next day. So that's a tip. Don't treat every day like as if the 1,500 is a goal for that day, you know. Like, you can spread it out over a few days. You can see the car there, it just went past, so I stopped filming because you wouldn't have been able to hear me. These pickup cars like thunder. So restricting calories to 1,500. Then the next thing I started kind of phasing doing. So I've stuck with 1,500 like most of the time. But what I've done is changed what I've eaten within that 1,500 as time has gone on. So like currently, I eat basically no, although today was a bit of a cheat day, basically no like what we call chips here, which Americans would call fries. They don't, like, my stomach does not deal with them anymore. And then crisps, which you guys in the States would call chips, if you're in the States. So I don't eat those anymore. I've almost totally cut out chocolate, just like a little bit every now and again. And the same with like jellies or gummies or sweets, whatever you want to call them, candies. Obviously you see in Disney videos, that's a different story because that's a different type of thing. So you will see me eat all that stuff. But like outside of that, I don't really, just the odd thing. And I have another tip for you here about that. So my tip for when it comes to, another car passed, for when it comes to eating like chocolate and sweets and those things that are very unhealthy for us. They have portion sizes usually on the packet. So try and be strict with yourself. So I kind of have, this tip is 2 tips. So part number 1 is if new products come out, and new products come out on the regular, and you're going to have FOMO missing out on tasting that new product, buy it and eat it, right? That's tip number 1. But tip number 2 is part of that too, is portion size. So like, for example, a chocolate bar's portion size is like about 4 squares. So if you're eating a chocolate bar, break off your 4 squares, put the bar away, leave the room that the bar is in, and start watching something, doing something, get something going that will distract your attention from the chocolate, and then start to eat your 4 square portion of chocolate. Because the other thing that you're doing then, you will have started, and so you're less likely to go back to the cupboard or to the fridge or to wherever it is you keep your chocolate and eat more of it. So there's 2 tips. Don't miss out on stuff. Don't give yourself the FOMO. Like, buy the thing and eat the portion, but walk away with the portion and do something else before you start eating it. So I will go to the fridge, I will break off, like if it says it's 4 squares or whatever, or it's 4 jellies or 4 whatever, or 6 or however many it is, I will take them out. I will put them into like kitchen paper, paper towels, they call them in the States, and I will walk out of the kitchen and I will either start watching a TV show, or I'll go in with my cup of tea and start watching a TV show with my mom. We watch a show called Lingo together, which is all about words. It's like Wordle that everybody likes at the minute. It's kind of a TV show like based on the same idea. They give you the first letter and you have to try and get the 4, 5 or 6 letter word, and then the people win money and stuff. We don't, but we enjoy trying to do it anyway. And so then when you're doing that, you know, your brain is distracted from the fact that there is other chocolate or other sweets. So that is a good tip I have found for kind of controlling portions. And so then, like I said, over time, I have swapped out things for other things. So I do still eat chocolate, but the chocolate I eat now are called fulfilled protein bars. So they're like basically zero. Well, I think there's like 3 grams of sugar per bar and low carb, and then they're like 20-ish grams of protein per bar. So I've swapped, you know, my chocolate for a high protein chocolate, and then there's also this like high protein chocolate dessert. My cereal in the morning, I still do have cereal in the morning because I can't not eat cereal in the morning, but I do also have like a high protein granola that I have some days. So I've swapped like some cereal for high protein granola some days, and then the other days I eat Weetabix, banana flavored Weetabix, because banana is one of my favorite flavors. And then I've swapped like my lunches to be, instead of like having a sandwich, I just have the chicken. And even now I don't even have the chicken anymore. I've been having like breakfast later, like at lunchtime, instead of having it in the morning, except for days that when I'm on the incoming phone lines at work, I'll have breakfast earlier then. But I swapped out like having sandwiches to just having like the chicken and eating the chicken from the middle of the sandwich, or what would have been in the middle of the sandwich by itself, and swapped other things for like, so I was eating protein yogurts, high protein yogurts, instead of like normal yogurts or cheese or stuff like that. So like when you first start making those changes, your taste buds will be like, this is not what I want, this is not what I'm used to, this is not what I'm looking for. When I want chocolate, I don't want like a healthy vitamin and protein chocolate bar. But over time you get more used to it, your taste buds change. Like I call this thing a Saturday salad. So on Saturdays I have, it's like a grain, kale and feta salad, and so it's got like quinoa seeds, feta cheese and kale in it. And like I could never have imagined a year ago me telling you in a video that I look forward to the days I'm able to have that salad, that I'm like excited about it. So usually I have like on a Saturday that salad with some like chicken, and that will be my dinner, and have like a lower calorie dinner, unless I'm going out somewhere for food, like to a restaurant or whatever, or for an event. So yeah, I never thought I would say that, but my taste buds have changed over time, so that I like fulfill bars. Cadbury's bars now are like a bit too sweet, and that salad to me is delicious. So like, you know, if I was to show you now what I eat in a day, that was not today, because today was I went into town and had chicken and waffles, and then also had a crepe with banana in it. So not today, but other days you'd be like, I could never eat that diet. But I didn't go to that diet, you know, from 0 to 60. It was over time and making small changes as I went to get to what I'm currently eating today. And so the same thing then with walking, you know, I started with 3 kilometers. Now I'm up to doing 6 kilometers every day. I try and do a bit more at the weekend. So like, even though today is Friday, it was a day off, so I'm doing a bit more walking today. I'll try and do, you know, weather dependent, a bit more tomorrow as well. If the weather is bad, then I've gotten up to doing about an hour on a cross trainer. So I started with the cross trainer, I'd say doing maybe 20 minutes on it and having to stop quite a lot and not being able to keep it going. Now I'm able to kind of keep it consistently. Like it's not turned up very high or anything. It's like the easiest setting to do it on, but I'm able to consistently do it for the hour without stopping, unless like I have to like do something with my phone, like change a song or whatever, because the song is kind of crap. The reason that I wanted to do this walk today was because I figured with the sun, this view was going to be beautiful. So I'm going to turn around the camera just so you can see like Limerick from above for a second. This is basically outside the city of where I live. And I think just, if you could see it the way I can see it, it looks really impressive. There's a lot of, like, all of the buildings are shining as the sun is setting, like over this way. And it looks really, really cool. And you can see like the far off hills, like way over there, and then way down that way too. which is really pretty. So small changes over time basically is what I'm saying is the key, and then just be consistent. So I have another tip for you now when I talk about consistency. Like I said, you know, don't treat each day in isolation, but then in another sense, treat each day in isolation. So like what I mean by that is, you know, if you have a day where you're going to have a lot of calories, don't beat yourself up, you know, have a smaller calorie day the day before, the day after, whatever it is, 2 days later, you know, whatever. But then also what I mean by treat it in isolation is when you have a day where it goes really bad and you eat crap and you don't get out for your exercise and you don't do whatever it is you were planning to do, like we as human beings, for whatever reason, we have this like tendency in us to, when we fail, to just want to give up. And so if you're like thinking of your journey as like, you know, it's like the thing, you know, when people are like, oh, diet starts Monday, and then on Monday they eat a donut, and they're like, oh, diet starts next Monday. It's like, why doesn't the diet start Tuesday? You know, like Tuesday is another day. You don't have to think of it in like weeks, and you don't have to think of it in like months or whatever, or like years, and wait till January 1st to start doing this. I can't believe I didn't do this like earlier, honestly. Like, you know, in a sense, I've changed my entire life. Like it's totally different. What I eat is totally different. What I do with my time is totally different. How I spend my days is totally different. What I think about during the day, and what I'm doing, and like, you know, what I'm going to eat and where I'm going to go, and like how I plan out my week, all of that is like totally different to how it was before. How I spend my money is totally different, I guess, as well. And it's totally different. But at the same time, it hasn't been that hard to do this. And like I'm in the process of the journey at the minute, you know. I haven't gotten to my ideal like weight or body size or stuff yet. So like who knows when, you know, when I get there and have to start kind of changing what I do again, so that like I'm into a maintenance, not into a losing situation, you know, losing weight but maintaining weight situation. I don't know how that's gonna go, and I'll update you guys as that happens. But you know, at the minute I've been surprised by how not difficult it has been to lose weight, even though at the same time I can acknowledge that my whole life is different, and what I've done and how I live and the choices that I make and how I spend my time and my money and my day and stuff is totally different than it was like a year ago. That it wasn't actually that hard, and I think part of that is the gradual thing, and part of it is, you know, how I've been thinking about it, like to not think of every day in isolation in terms of, you know, planning out your week and when you have events to go to, and, you know, not like denying yourself things, but knowing that you can kind of balance things out other days. But then also, like when you have a bad day, to not think that that's the end of the world, you know, but to realize that tomorrow is another day, and you can just eat less the next day, do a bit more exercise the next day, whatever it is the next day, to make up for the kind of the failure, for want of a better word, the day before. So as well as the food that I eat and the exercise that I do, there's one kind of other part to my diet, and it's all up here. It is my kind of supplement regime. So I'm going to just show you. So I take one of these every day. This is vitamin C and zinc. So vitamin C, obviously great for loads of things. Zinc is specifically kind of, because I'm male, zinc is useful in the production of testosterone. So that looks like this, which I use to swallow the rest of the tablets. Then this one is flaxseed oil, or linseed oil, which is high in omegas 3, 6 and 9, so the brain fuel proteins. It also is good for lowering your cholesterol, and I had high cholesterol at the start of this disease. Like I got the diagnosis of having high blood pressure, I think it was, the end of last June, the last day of June 2021, which is why I started all this diet, because previously, even though I had been overweight my whole life, I'd never had any other problems. So this was the first thing to kind of lower my cholesterol, so I've been just staying on this. They're quite big. I wasn't able to swallow tablets before, but I've like gotten used to them now, and I'm able to swallow like slightly bigger ones now. And so this is once per day, and these are twice per day, so with breakfast and with dinner. Then the next thing is fiber, because I have a very low carb diet right now, so that's also twice a day, breakfast and dinner. And then these ones, they're called fat metabolizers, but basically what they are is green tea extract. They're very little, and there's 2 of them per day as well. So what they do is there's an enzyme in green tea that tells your body when you're like on a low calorie diet or a lower calorie diet and a higher exercise diet to not burn off your muscle, but to burn off your fat. So that enzyme, and I have another one that has like peppermint oil, I think, which is kind of also does the same thing, but I take these ones more. Peppermint oil is just for like indulgent-y kind of days. And then this one is zinc. I've talked about zinc already, so that's once per day. And then I also have chewy vitamins. So these are like basically like sweets, but they've got all of the vitamins in them. What you need, well, not all of what you need for the day. It's only 15% of iodine or whatever that is. But and 50% of niacin. But most of the things are 100%. So I got the chewy ones not because I'm a child, but because it tricks my brain into thinking that I'm still able to eat sweets. So yeah, that is my vitamins and minerals and supplements that I take as part of this diet. And so then this is the last of my daily supplements. This is collagen protein. So collagen is the protein that is in your skin. It's in your hair and your nails and stuff as well, but it's in your skin and it helps to like shrink it. So since I've lost weight, I've got like a lot of, as you can see, like loose skin. So my skin is it needs to like have its elasticity rejigged, and that's what collagen is supposed to be for. So like I don't look like I've lost the amount of weight that I've lost because I've got a lot of loose skin. I mean, the shape is different, but a lot of the skin is still there. It's beginning to shrink now. I've been taking this this is my 2nd bag, and each bag lasts a month. So I'm at like a month and a half in. Yeah, so we're heading toward 2 months in. But yeah, so that's the other thing that I take. And then whey protein, like a bird just flew past, like attacking another bird. That was really weird. Anyway, then I have also got whey protein that I do twice a week. So I do this one is every day, and then whey protein is twice a week. So I do that on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I take some whey protein. So that is my supplement regime to help with the weight loss. Yeah, I think, you know, like the fork approach, the 3 like avenue approach of like exercise, diet and supplements is potentially how I've actually done this and lost all this weight. I'm not sure. Anyway, hopefully something helpful has come out of this little tour of my supplements, exercise and diet. So then the other thing that I have started doing is weights. But when I started walking, I was probably going a bit slower than this, like maybe 12 minutes per kilometer. So again, like that's picked up. I've gone from like going like 12 minutes per kilometer to going around about 9 minutes per kilometer. And then the slower days are maybe like 10 minutes per kilometer. Okay, and so that is all I have for you guys. I think I might have said that already this video, but this is actually the end now. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comments and let me know, or message me privately, and I will try my best to answer them. I'm not like an expert or anything. So yeah, if you've got questions, let me know and I will try and answer them. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This is like my journey. You might be able to take something from it, you might not be able to take anything from it, I don't know. But yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a like, click that subscribe button to keep the tide coming in, hit the notification bell so you know the next time I post a video. There's still Disneyland Paris videos coming out on Mondays and Fridays at the minute. Yeah, and thank you for surfing on a channel that's just wavy enough for surfing. There's a fly in my hair, great. Have a magical day, guys, and I hope your health journeys are going very well. Take care.